Are you struggling to conceive? You have options, and at Piedmont Reproductive Endocrinology Group, we'll make sure you have the guidance and support you need. PREG is known for individualized fertility care that's unique to every patient. We take the time to provide a reassuring and empowering experience because we believe that you deserve nothing less. Let us help you on your journey to parenthood. Visit us at pregonline.com to learn more. Get the guidance and support you need at Piedmont Reproductive Endocrinology Group.
Wow. So, I guess it's very interesting to be here right now, considering that it's supposed to be R&D week and I should be chilling. But, you know what? I just can't stay away for too long. It's time to come back. It's time to bring it all together again. So, we're going to pick it up and we're going to give them a weekend rush. And it's going to be starting with the show that started it all. Which, by the way, in case nobody remembers, welcome to the J-Man Show here on
J360 Radio!
Did you miss your deadline to renew your Medicaid coverage? You can still send your completed annual review form to Healthy Connections Medicaid. You may be assigned to another health plan, but you can ask to come back to First Choice within 60 days of renewed Medicaid eligibility. It's your family. It's your choice. First Choice is the right choice. Renew and choose us. Visit selecthealthofsc.com/renew to learn more.
Hey, what's going on? J360 Legion, how's it going? It feels so weird to be here on a Friday night right now. Outside of, doing a different show. Yeah. I mean, hey, guess what? It's me. It's J-Man. 100%. This isn't a recording. I'm totally here right now. Because I wouldn't want to be anywhere else from you guys. And I know it's been a crazy amount of weeks. I know it's like, damn, did we hear anything from him yet? Like, even on Instagram, things have been kind of slow lately. And it's not because of you guys. Well, it's not because of me. It's totally you. Or no, that came out wrong. It's totally because I have big plans coming in, so that does concern you. So yes, it is totally your fault. That did not come out right at all. I would apologize, but I don't give a damn. So here's the thing. I'm working on some newer stuff for you guys, and J360 TV is a big project. If anything, it's kind of like Walt Disney built Disneyland, right? And then later on, they did the Florida project. That's pretty much my Florida project. And much like the state of Florida, it's off the rails. So I had to go back and work on that a little bit, especially for the things that I want to do. And despite what anybody tells you, I like how some people try to say like YouTube is like the holy grail for content creating. It's all right if you know what to do, but it's nowhere near the way it was like in the early 2000s. So you're going to have to be like playing it smart. And see, the thing is, I'm trying not to get lumped in with a few things. I'm trying to make this stuff stand out. So, I'm taking what I have, throwing things over there. Like, a lot of people ask me if I'm going to edit some of the shows, because I know like the context of things can be malformed and twisted into other things. And I'm always like this. No, I'm not changing anything up. Why would I change the way I speak? And I know like how people will go and they'll dig through the archives to go ahead and try to cancel somebody, especially when it's something that doesn't go with the idea of what the talk in town is all about. Now, I've never been about the talk in town. I've always been about my own voice. I've always been about my own mindset, which is why I made a bunch of videos at one time calling out people for being stupid and trying to tell me certain things. I remember somebody trying to say, I think you're going too far. Scorched earth. Shut up. When I run my network pretty well. And I'm a pretty good king about things. But, if I start tolerating stupid stuff's going to keep on going. That's the crazy thing. Like, yeah, I have boundaries, just like you all have boundaries. And if I'm not allowed to speak about it, what the hell gives you the right to speak about your boundaries? It's little things like that. But, we kind of have a freedom of speech problem. And I thought I covered that on an episode in, either the first season or the second season. And knowing me, I'm sure I did. Whereas, you have freedom of speech on things. But what you don't have freedom of speech on is actual malice, where you intend to harm people. And see, the thing is, I don't intend to harm people. But I know what kind of, society I live in. And I know, everybody likes to play mass victimhood. Or they like to play this, they either like to play mass victimhood, or they like to go ahead and be like, I don't want to be accountable for anything. I think it's more your fault than mine. Stuff like that. It gets to that point. Just like when somebody says no to you, that's supposed to be it. Can't be beating yourself up like that, and can't be taking your pain out on other people. I've seen a lot of stuff from the communities that I've actually invested in over the past couple of weeks. And let me just tell you this, the more I see it, the more I realize, it's just a party I don't need to go to. I do my own damn thing. I always go for that next level on stuff. And I've always trendsetted, and I always do my own thing. Whereas there's no better place and no better group of people I'd like to hang with than the tribe. But then I start seeing how people get a little too comfortable. I start seeing how people start taking my presence for granted. I start seeing how people try to go ahead and say, we can do what we want around them. And then all of a sudden I got to go back into my lion mode and then, let everybody know who runs the jungle around here. And it's just wild, man. It really is from time to time. And I don't feel any guilt or remorse of doing it because, when you run the stuff and you got here this far, after a while you start to think there has to be a little respect thing in play. A little gratitude goes a long way. There are some people, when I put on shows for them, they start trying to mention me in passing. I'm like, no, I don't think so. I was there the whole damn time. Show that respect. Show that credit. It's not going to kill you in the long run. And besides, if you think that you have, you can do without me, that's your bag. Maybe you should let me know that kind of stuff sometime. But here's the thing. When things start to go wrong for you, don't come crawling back. Because I'm going to look right at you and be like, oh, how are you doing today? Which is like some lady that tried to say she was a cold-hearted wolf. That was the stupidest explanation I've ever heard. See, the thing about me is that I'm there for the Jam Fam. I'm there for community, people in the community that I have respect for and stuff. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to get with you. Platonic love is a thing. And then, I start to show that to people. I start to be real about it because we need more love in the world instead of hate. But we use hate as simply as, how can we say it? Like how your phone is. You know what I mean? People would love to dial up hate. This chick, on the other hand, would send me a whole bunch of heart emojis and crap on my stuff. And I was like, that's cool and everything. I'm not going to get with you. I already have a queen. And believe me, loving that one's a full-time job. But the funny thing is that, I was like, hey, as long as it keeps the tribe together, it's not a problem. But I'm never going to date you. You see what I'm saying? And then she goes on this whole tangent about being a cold-hearted wolf and being a mountain. And I'm like, oh, I'll play it with this one. Because it was the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And then going to talk about her past. I love how people carry their past with them. Our past defines us, right? At the end of the day, damn with living in the present and building a future. Yeah, let's go ahead and keep chugging around that past because, everybody needs to be about that shit. Yes, I need to know about your past. Oh, your past is great. Oh, you went through something. Oh, it's amazing. Everybody has a damn story. J-Man has a damn story. Alan has a damn story. Mondo has a damn story. Everybody has a friggin' story. So are you the only one in the free world or in this whole pandemic lifestyle and new dystopian? What a problem. If you didn't do nothing about it, you didn't take the same energy to tell me that stupid origin story to solve your issue, right? Now, I know it sounds a little cold for me to say that, and it might be, but this is called tough love. Just do better. At the end of the day, it has nothing to do with me. Whatever your past is has nothing to do with me. Whatever my past is has nothing to do with you. And at the end of the day, when somebody shows hey, a little platonic love and a little bit of, hey, you can do this, you can be great and all that kind of stuff for you, to inspire you, it doesn't mean that person's trying to get with you. I'm not. Don't need it. And I say that all the time. And I'm like, I don't know why people even act this way. I mean, what are you scared? What are you afraid of? Well, you got a crush on J-Man or something? If you do, I mean, let me know, but I'm going to let you know quick. It ain't going to happen. Ain't nothing going to come out of that other than you just being like, oh, well, he's not going to get with me. Yeah, damn right. It's the truth. But it's like, but now that particular person's probably embarrassed, so, hasn't said anything as of late. And I hope so. I hope that you're embarrassed, but I hope you learn from that embarrassment. That's the thing. I don't want you to stay stuck in that whole mindset. You want to learn from that stuff. I think, if anything, the culture we live in now thrives off of cringe, thrives off of being awkward, and thrives off of all that stuff. And that's why I say, you know what? Yeah, maybe you want to be about that life, but here's the thing. Stop imploring it. Learn from it. Be a little bit more bold. Be a little bit more daring about stuff. Like, go ahead and say what you need to say if you have to say anything about it. And just be honest about this stuff. But if you're not going to follow through on certain things, that's a problem. You know what I mean? Like, go ahead and speak your piece. Like, I speak my truth all the time. A lot of people try to say, oh, you're going too far, you're going too hard with it, or you might alienate us. But see, the thing about it is, I alienate myself if I don't. Like I always say that, if you had a crush on somebody, why don't you tell them? You know what I mean? I went for that. And granted, she liked me back. It's just like, it's just one of those kind of things. I mean, when you sit there embarrassed about stuff, you're going to hold yourself back based off of what everybody else thinks about you. And that's not the way it works. What do you think about you? And don't drag your past around, because let me just tell you this. Crutching through life is not a way to make it either. Crutching is ridiculous. And I see it all the time. I mean, a long time ago, you don't think I used to play the loner game? You don't think at one time I took myself out of the game and put myself on a bench? I've done it once. Did not like it. Won't ever do it again. You understand what I'm saying? Anybody that's even in the J360 jams, or anybody that's even in the fan base, the Legion, if anybody out there is sitting there thinking that they need to be on that bench, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, you're hurting your own damn self. Don't put yourself on a bench for nobody. The only time you should be on a bench is when you are really, really hurt. You should be out here creating. You should be out here doing the things that you need to do. I say that all the time. People ask me about like oversaturation. Should I podcast? Should I do this? All this kind of stuff. Do you feel it? Do you really want it? I mean, at the end of the day, are you going to do it long term? Do you have something that really inspires you to keep going for this kind of stuff? Are you really going to take the jump for this stuff? And if you say yes to any of that and you want to see it to the end, much like I do, then yeah, you need to. Shit, my place isn't sitting on the bench. My place is being out there in LA or being out there in New York or going to any of these metropolitan areas and selling these shows and getting them out there. Yeah, sure, I might have to deal with Netflix kind of BS, or I have to deal with Amazon's BS and all this other stuff, but I always tell woke culture to go eat a dick, but that's the truth. This stuff doesn't make any sense anymore. They want to go ahead, they want to ban everybody, and at the same time, they wonder why they lose money. When you go woke, you go broke, and when at the same time, you're giving the customers, you're alienating the customers for one thing. The people that actually buy into, like, your content and stuff. Like, like, you're just alienating them, making them feel like odd people on out and stuff like that. You try to alienate a demographic, where at the same time, there is such a thing as reverse racism, and I think people sorely miss what that's all about. It's sad. It's beyond stupid at this point. I mean, dare I say it, like, what won't offend people nowadays? I think there's somebody that's trying to actually sue, like, are they actually trying to sue that show, the, that chess show that's on Netflix? I think one of the chess masters is actually trying to sue the show writers of that show. I think it's The Queen, is it? Or no, I'm getting it mixed up with something else. But it's definitely a pretty awesome show. But said you've never faced a man, and now that person's getting sued by one of the chess masters out there because she's a woman that saw the show. Like, this Terry Ricolta BS nowadays is getting out of hand, don't you think? Who, like, in the ways of media, who are you not pissing off? I mean, I remember, like, way back when, like, like say, like, an anchor person on, like, a news outlet, right? Because they're the face of that station and that network. Yeah, granted, they're going to get a lot of backlash and hate before anybody else does. But you see, There used to be people that would get death threats all the time because of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was this one woman that was stalked all the time by this particular individual, but she was so hell-bent on it being a man, to which it was an old, crusty man. Had to gag at that one a little bit, because I remember that case. It was disgusting. Hey, we're delving into true crime a little bit. He was just some old crotchety dude that wanted to go ahead and hold the news station hostage. But at the same time, the lady paused when, like, somebody mentioned it could be a woman doing it. See, a lot of people are so stuck in a narrative, or they're so stuck in, like, how scenarios go, by the book, mind you, that they forget that it could be a whole different lineup of things. And then I noticed that a lot of coddling and a lot of pandering, this, that, and everything, you're not going to please anybody. You're never going to please people 100% of the time. That's just the way it is, unfortunately. It's like how some people love Star Wars sequels trilogy, and then some people love the prequel trilogy, and then a lot of people love the original trilogy. Well, they did before they started rationalizing every damn thing. And then, like, you know, the whole thing with Masters of the Universe Revelation. I didn't like it. I didn't care. You know? Like, as soon as I saw that stuff that they were doing, and I saw, like, how everybody's design was kind of like Legend of Korra, I was like, why are they all just going and looking like the same? They're never the same in real life, you know, because, hey, representation matters, right? Not everybody looks like that. And then, like, all this stuff, and then you're going to take it out on people. It's disgusting. It makes you not want to be in media. It makes you not want to do art. But you see, the thing about it is, I am not going to sit by and let this cesspool go on any longer, because I'm going to go ahead and make the J360 Productions content like I'm supposed to. I'm not going to sit on no bench just because a whole bunch of people who don't know exactly who they are, but want you to understand and know who they are, coming out of the woodwork and telling you what you can and can't do all the time. I'm sorry, I didn't ask for permission to be J-Man, because I always have been J-Man, so it's like, don't expect to get it now. It's getting to that point, man. Just like, you know, even the things that I never thought I'd do. I never thought I'd actually learn how to play the guitar and stuff, but I'm working on it, and I didn't actually think that, you know, jams would take off, but I know it has, because people have been giving me a lot of dumb suggestions on that too. Yeah, you ever thought about making a playlist for it? Jams is a playlist, you moron! You can go ahead and look it up on Spreaker.com/show/J360Jams. It's right there in front of you. The whole thing is outlined. It's like a mixtape. Remember back in the day, like, you know, when radio was radio, before iHeart came and ruined that. You know, you actually had people that went ahead and presented the songs, and then you could actually record the show and record the song if you caught it at the right time using a tape deck. Like, all that stuff was awesome back in the day. And, you know, in a way, it was like my first foray into eventually doing podcasting. I've always had a thing for, like, you know, indie productions in addition to radio, TV, and film. And that started when I was a kid, because I used to make my own mixtapes. I know, you know? And it's like, people nowadays don't see that. Jams is on a playlist. Why the hell would I do it twice? 3 to 4 hours. My black ass is at that booth 3 to 4 hours. Putting together this content, you know, it's like, yeah, I guess I don't do much, you know. I shuffle the tracks, I make everybody look cool, and I give the whole presentation. And not only that, I run and create the damn show, right? Yeah, I get it. Like, because I haven't performed on jams yet, right? But I have. Totally have. And I have the means to chime in anytime and make a remix anytime I want to. But hey, guess what? I've already said too much. But once again, no. You already got a playlist. And then, like, some people will go and they'll try to cheapen the experience of jams, because they'll go ahead and say this, oh, I'm featured around yada, yada, yada. But please, please enjoy the whole show. Like, if you're going to share the damn experience, much like I hope to do all the time, why don't you share the whole damn thing? Because it's a team win. How we go and progress in all this stuff is all about the team, but nobody's about the team other than the team of me, right? See, And that's why some of y'all are probably like, oh, that's why you have the J-Man show, right? Yeah. I have the J-Man show because the J-Man show came first. And it still stands the test of time. Whereas, like, a lot of this other stuff that goes down, you know, once again, like when people tell me, Jay, I'm going to try to make it to jams. Okay, cool. Try to make it to jams. But you see, I don't get to sympathize or relate to you on that level because I'm hosting. See, when I say there's going to be a show, there's going to be a show. And I tie it all together. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't get to do that whole thing where it's like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to jams or not. You know, like, it's kind of in my way. Oh, yeah, and we're creatures of habit, by the way, so it's, like, funny when I hear that kind of stuff. Like, when some people don't seem to understand that Hangouts is a collaborative show, and, like, when they don't follow through on that or they have something come up. And I understand something comes up a lot. But when it's somebody that's chronically about that life, no, you don't get no respect from me. And at the end of the day, I don't think I'm going to have that spot open for you because I know how you play your game now. You done pissed all over that opportunity and you're not getting it back. And then the thing about it is, it's lucky that you're still on jams at that point. And I really don't want to play that game, but once again, it's like a boundary there. And it's kind of like when, doing the Power Play series from time to time. Do I really have to twist your arm to have you on a video game show? Do I really need to do that? Like, the Power Play has gotten better, and I took the time to actually fix up the glitch of what it was. It was just too much stuff, around that was taking up the space where the videos had to go. So I had to go ahead and do some movement on some things. And, I kind of gave things a little bit of overhaul. Discord is actually going to be functioning in a big way because some of the voice, once you listen to the show and you saw how it begins, you're going to see it's like night and day after the changes I made. But damn. I mean, like, some people will tell me that. And I know, like, once again, set schedules. I juggle like 7 shows in addition to doing day jobs and everything else because, hey, I'm trying to get the hell out of Delaware and I will get the hell out of Delaware. I'm making sure of that. But it's like, from time to time, people will bring this stuff up. It's called crutching through life. When you hear all this kind of stuff that has nothing to do with you, but they always try to say, this is where I'm, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. Because I know what I need to do. And by you doing that kind of stuff, you give me more ammo to just go on ahead and blast you out of the way. Now keep in mind when I say that, I'm not going to take your name. I'm not going to go ahead and throw you out there, throw you under the bus in front of everybody. I'm not doing no Doc Rivers crap. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, I still have a show to run. It's kind of like when I'm dealing with somebody else that goes and says, oh, Jay, I'm going to be on Hangouts, on that. I'm like, really? Were you scheduled and booked? Let me take a look. Oh, guess what? You weren't scheduled and booked. You bailed on the first 2 times that we did this. I'm not worried about you right now. I'll see you when I see you. You know what I'm saying? Because I still have a show to run. I still have things to do. Okay, see, one thing is, like, the J360 Legion as a whole, they always look forward to whoever's coming for that whole thing. And I admit it, they do. But, you see, the thing is, when it's me, kind of like while we're doing the Weekend Rush thing right now, when it's me, my ass is expected to be there. See what I'm saying? That's why it's a little different. That's why when I hear people go on their whole tangents about things and they say all this other stuff, it's like, yeah, I hear you. But I still got to do what I got to do. And that's why I'm here right now, because I'm dedicated to the fan base. Now, there are times where, like, my trolling can be a bit much. There are times where, I know I'm being a little too childish about things. But you got to understand this, like, considering all the stuff that I do and everything, it's all humor and good fun. And I want y'all to have a good time and enjoy the experiences while we're able to do them, because, like, a lot of people tell me, oh, this stuff needs to be on YouTube. It does. I agree. But I also know, like, what Content ID is all about. I also know, like, Auntie Sue and their whole thing. And it's just so stupid. So that's what the hang up is, because I always have to file like an appeal letter every time. You know, I made an episode one time called Sexy Grandma, but allegedly grandma's not sexy, and you know, you don't want to empower that, so I have to fill out an appeal letter for it. Now, granted, when I fill out the appeal letters, I should make videos on that too. That'll probably be on TikTok, because I usually say how I feel. And I'm sure some of y'all, well, real J-Man fans know how J-Man feels about stuff. So it's like, yeah. And I really let them know. Because some of this stuff nowadays, above and beyond stupid. Above and beyond stupid. And I just can't wait. Because I remember, like, I did that Space Force concert, which was a great video, by the way. Y'all should definitely check it out if you haven't already. But, and then all of the performing acts were great. But then all of a sudden, Content ID came up and said, hey, guess what? You're using music from Resin Sun. This is not approved. This is not right. We can't monetize you for this. I was like, well, first off, I didn't think I was really going for monetization on this one because it was an experimental project. But another thing is, yeah, of course I'm using music for Resin Sun because they're in the video! I mean, like, what the hell were you thinking? YouTube? Oh, yes. They're right there in the video. Cass and Will are right there performing their songs in their set for the video. What the hell make you think that we weren't talking at the time for them to be on the presentation? See, it's one thing if I use the music without their permission, which I would never do, or I go ahead and I put like a music video together and not tell them. But you see, the thing about it is, I think everybody was included and we were all sitting there and actually conversed this because this was a project that we made. So I had to file an appeal letter to that. And I also told YouTube to go eat a dick. That's why that video is still up there now. But I'm not really worried about monetization at this point because J-Man knows how to make bread. And J-Man always has plenty of bread. Especially for himself and his plans that he's doing. But when you really think about it, though, that right there is a sign of AI stupidity gone unchecked, among other things. Oh, by the way, I also found out that you can't say the word vaccine on there because now there's complications with that. Instead of just media corporations being, competent and actually just trying to work with us and tell us what's real and what's not, even though at the same time we done did it to the point where, guess what? We don't know the difference anymore. Yeah, now you can't necessarily say that anymore. It's getting to the point where you want to police what I say? Well, guess what? Let's go to war then. Let's make this happen. You know? War is hell, and that's the number one thing you need to know about it. This whole COVID thing. It's hell, but at the same time, who's not using it to control people and stuff? I see it every week where there's an announcement where it's either my job place or another job place that has somebody that broke out and tested positive for it. And then the whole thing about the vaccine, like the whole Nicki Minaj thing, yeah, that's an issue. But, you know, it's not the prime issue for me because I don't really care for Nicki Minaj. And you can hear about that on a special show that I'm doing with, with Marco and Musafer. And that'll be coming along shortly. But I did that with them the other day. And I explained, there's an issue with that. Because, okay, so, one, she's a celebrity. So she can be on any platform she wants. But, I also understand where she's coming from. Where you can't speak out certain things. But when it comes to, the vaccines and all this stuff. The mask thing about going and getting vaxxed. You would want to. But people's body responds to things differently. See, this COVID stuff, when you get it, it affects your respiratory, yes. But it also triggers something that you may have had the whole time that'll probably affect you a lot later. You know? Like a long time ago when we were actually rational about this stuff. And it's debatable on when the last time, the public was very rational about things. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm tying up all loose ends right now, so yeah, if it seems to be a bit much for you at this point, I can understand. Take a break, come back. But the truth is that it's getting worse. And then the number one thing is people not taking accountability. If you ever want to lose my respect quick, that's it. Because I like I said, I'm fully responsible for all the things that I do. And there are times on the J-Man Show where, you know what, I don't get it right. And I actually have made videos where I said, you know what, I was wrong about this. The first time we went through the rioting a little bit, I was wrong about it. I was thinking that, hey, maybe we could actually be calm and go through this in a different way. But no, we didn't. And there was certain issues about that. I admit when I'm wrong. I have no problems about it. Tomorrow's another day if we're lucky to get it. It's just like, you can't win sometimes. And then, like, some people will come out of the woodwork. Oh, my God. And that time when I said all lives matter, I can't wait for some hard up or pissed off feminists to come at me about that, because they don't know what the hell they're in for at that point. You done came to my domain, wanting to start some sort of BS on my area. And you think I'm going to go ahead and tolerate that? I don't think so. That's just the way it is. And you can try to counsel me all you want, but it's not going to happen because I work too damn hard for it, and I am not going to be canceled. I'm going to keep going as far as I need to go till my day comes along when I'm in a pine box. And when I'm in a pine box, that's about right. But considering the internet, my stuff will be there forever. So you didn't get rid of my ass at all. You just made me a lot better. Just like, if anything else, you've just made me omni at that point. So, yeah. And then, of course, like the whole respecting pronouns thing. It's amazing, right? We take the parts of speech. We take liberties with them all the time. It's the funniest thing. And I'm just like this. I ain't pleasing nobody. I'm just saying it when what needs to be said. Like, when you get that little bit of control over somebody, won't you run that to the T? Won't you run that to the letter? Some people are like that. Some people will happily run that I'm trying not to cuss again. I mean, you'll probably get one ass, but you're not going to get another one. It's amazing how they do that. Because, like, they got you by your bobbit then. Oh, yeah. No. You see, I felt this way this week, but I feel a whole new way this week. So you're going to have to... No, it's like walking on eggshells. Shut the F up. I'm not doing that stuff. I've been humored by this long enough. I'm not even gonna go ahead and humor this, because it's not funny anymore. It's like telling the same joke twice and all that stuff over and over again. Like, when you tell it the first time, you got an impact, right? But then you tell it the second time, you got a quarter of the room. You tell it a third time, you don't have anybody laughing at that point, because you just killed this joke a lot more than anybody else did. And it's the facts. I mean, I'm a comedy writer, guys. I know this stuff. It's just people don't make sense to me anymore. If they ever did. I'm trying to think about what young J-Man went through. No, they didn't make sense to me then either. But I just look at it and I'm like, this ain't the way it's supposed to be, man. This ain't kosher. Like, at the end of the day, if you want true equality, you want everybody to respect one another, but at the same time, satire ain't gonna hurt you. And then, the way people are acting, it's just really, really high school. Like, this high school nonsense got to go. Like, y'all never really left high school, did you? That's the thing, right? You never really left high school. So you didn't get loved then, but now you want to be loved this way. You want to be treated a certain special way all the time. You're not going to get it like that. I don't expect to be universally loved. I expect to be respected. That's about it. I don't expect to be universally loved. And that's just the way it goes. Like, every time I do this series or I do another series and all that kind of stuff, you're going to get pretty much me. And the thing is, why would you want something fake? Why would you, huh? I mean, after all, you get it all the time, right? Who knows? But hey, I talked your ear off long enough on that kind of stuff. I do want to let you guys know that we are on the road to the Monster Fest, and that's going to be pretty lit. We got a lot of movies lined up. I'm going to try to see about getting J360 TV involved in a few things here this year, in addition to some other wild things. But I will go ahead and announce one rule about it. No, there is no Michael Myers, there is no Freddy Krueger, there is no Jason Voorhees on the Monster Fest. I have my reasons why, and I know that Halloween Kills will be coming out soon. And it looks good, don't get me wrong. But the thing is, it's like every time we get to spooky season, all you guys do is gallivant and talk about those three all the time. But you're missing out on people like Pumpkinhead. You're missing out on Pinhead. I mean, you'll talk about Candyman, because Candyman just had a new movie come out, which was pretty decent. But, it's just like there's a lot of other characters to talk about. And even then, I would talk about Chucky, but, I'll mention that series, I have hope for it, especially because the last two movies were really good. So, yeah, no, not the first remake. I didn't care for that one. But I'm talking about, the ones that took place after the horrible seed of Chucky. God, man. Ugh, hated it. it just something about it just wasn't cool to me. So I give it like 2 bloody knuckles. Oh, by the way, yes, that rating system is back too. So yeah, like right off the bat, I just want to go ahead and say this, since we got a 6-week event coming up, hopefully I won't have to go ahead and do this whole, hey, check society in the gut kind of thing, because I'm ready to have a lot more fun. I'm ready to give you guys a lot of great adventures coming this way. And the best is yet to come. And I don't want to say it on that same track record like, what was it, Junior's girlfriend did during Trump's reelection. But yes, indeed, you got a lot of exciting things coming your way, and me and Alan are looking forward to presenting it to you, because we also have a J360 Hangout happening. The brothers are reunited, so we're going to be teaming up for Hangout 17, which is happening tomorrow at 10. And of course, what's going to kick off the Monster Fest out is a nice music event I like to call J360 Jams 32. And we got a lot of interesting people that are going to be appearing on it. Plenty of new people for the changing of the guard. So, yes, it's going to be very interesting. Oh, and there's another show that's going to be happening Sunday, which is the J360 Power Play, and me and Alan are going to be teaming up on that, too. So you're going to see and listen to and experience some wild stuff, because the wild factor between me and Al, yeah. But until then, though, guys, I mean no harm feelings about this kind of stuff. I mean, like, I know some of y'all are a little sensitive when J-Man raises his voice, but don't you know my voice carries? It's been carrying for about, like, I don't know, last 200 or so episodes. So that's just how that goes. But other than that, though, it's good to be back, and I won't be going away for a long time ever again. So, unless it's really something that needs to be taken care of in an R&D fashion. But I want you guys to take care of yourselves, and welcome to the Weekend Rush. We got a lot for y'all. So, just take care for me, and we'll hang out again, okay? This is J-Man signing off. Peace.
Did you miss your deadline to renew your Medicaid coverage? You can still send your completed annual review form to Healthy Connections Medicaid. You may be assigned to another health plan, but you can ask to come back to First Choice within 60 days of renewed Medicaid eligibility. It's your family. It's your choice. First Choice is the right choice. Renew and choose us. Visit selecthealthofsc.com/renew to learn more.
Between aging and busy lifestyles, many women struggle with maintaining their physical and mental wellness. At Aquavita Concierge Healthcare Services for Women, we can help you revitalize your health and reclaim your life. We start from within by balancing your hormones, allowing your body to achieve and maintain desired weight goals. We also specialize in peptide therapies, regenerative medicine, sexual health, and aesthetics in our state-of-the-art facilities. Feel better, look better, live better at Aquavita. Visit aquavitality.com and begin your journey today.